What's up, guys? It's time to review one of the biggest surprises of 2018, Overlord. Let's do this. Overlord stars Jova Adepo, Wyatt Russell, and is directed by Julius Avery. What is up, guys? I'm batch recording right now. I'm doing 3 reviews. I'm doing Overlord, I'm doing Girl in the Spider's Web, and I'm doing Rocky V. So gonna finish off my Rocky series because I did most of the Rockies like a couple years ago, and Creed 2's coming out, so I'm gonna do Rocky V and Rocky Balboa. But enough of that. Let me take a drink. But yeah, we're gonna talk about Overlord, which is funny because I think this was rumored to be like a Cloverfield movie at one point, and then that was scrapped, and now it's just a standalone movie. This World War II movie. And it's kind of a zombie movie, is what it was advertised as. But there's a lot that they were keeping close to the vest in the marketing of this. Because when you watch the movie, there's a few surprises along the way. Some nice surprises. But quick plot synopsis. The very beginning of this movie, you got this this platoon of soldiers. They're on this military aircraft, and they're about to be dropped into this zone because they have to intercept this tower. And along the way, they end up getting trapped inside this compound where all these crazy experiments are going on. But you know, what I like about this movie is that you have different elements of danger. War in and of itself is danger. By the way, happy Veterans Day. I'm recording this on Veterans Day. I served in the military myself. And if you served in the military watching this, I want to thank you for your service. Really appreciate it. But yeah, you got the military aspect of danger, the war aspect, and then you got this freaking secret experiment, zombie-ish type danger that these people are having to deal with. And let me just say right out the gate, and I said it at the beginning, I did not expect this movie to be that great at all. I saw the trailer a few times, and I thought, it could be fun. And I think I'm just kind of zombied out, you know, because we've had The Walking Dead. We had like this influx of zombie films over like the past decade. So in my mind, I thought, you know, this whole genre had run its course. Then I went and seen this movie, and it really blew my socks off. And not really because of, you know, I don't want to spoil anything. I'm being very careful with what I'm saying here, but just don't expect your traditional zombie movie. And if you watch this, you'll know what I'm talking about. But what I do need to stress is this is fantastic. This movie is excellent, actually. Blew my socks off, did not expect that. And I think the biggest thing, let's go ahead and get into what I loved about this movie. First off, it's the characters. I mean, from the beginning of this movie, you are really just right there with this platoon, and you are just really invested in these characters, and they're different types of characters. But our main character, Boyce, played by Jova Adepo, we really see the movie through his eyes. You know, this is kind of his journey because I think he's the character that has the biggest arc. He is this type of person that's not really into killing people. He doesn't want to kill people. You know, he's there to serve his country. He's proud to serve his country. But the thought of killing people is the last thing on his mind. He is completely changed by the end of this movie. You know, by the end of this movie, he is so deep into this experiment that's going on and this blood and guts and all this chaos that it changes him. You know, it changes him into a different person. And I really enjoyed him as a character. You know, I like characters that evolve throughout the course of an hour and a half, 2 hours. And he definitely does that. And more importantly, he's highly likable. You know, I really enjoyed him as a character. And then the other character who I really loved was Ford, played by Wyatt Russell, who happens to be the son of Kurt Russell. And in this movie, there are some scenes where I swear he's like spitting image of Kurt Russell. But what I loved about him was he is the leader. He is the guy in charge. He is the guy that has this whole mission, you know, thrust upon him. And for those of you that have not been in the military, let me just explain something to you. If you're the highest ranking person in a group, in a platoon, in a convoy, whatever, then it's your responsibility to make sure the mission gets done. It's kind of like drinking from a fire hose, feet to the fire. That's the expression that we use in the military. This is a character that is in charge of other people's lives, and he looks like he's 22. That's a lot of pressure on a person. And as a leader, I think Ford was a great character, actually. You know, he acted very mature for his years. And he made a lot of quick decisions, you know, on the fly, you know, decisions that you and me would probably have a tough time dealing with. And let me just say, I loved him, especially in the third act of this movie, because he's the type of character that he's focused on the mission. He doesn't really care about anything else. The mission is the most important thing. And he's forced into a situation at the end of this movie where, not to give anything away, but I was getting strong Thing vibes. He was reminding me of his father so much, and the last act in this movie really takes the story into places that I didn't expect it, and I thought it was amazing. Also, Pilo Asbæk, who plays Wefner, you might remember him from actually Game of Thrones. He was in the last season of Game of Thrones, I think the last couple of seasons, but damn good villain, actually. You know, and it's nothing new. This is that, you know, German soldier who is, you know, completely uncompassionate, just a complete dickbag, and he's actually forcing the character Chloe to have sex with him. You know, he's just that type of character, the type of character that you hate. And I really enjoyed his evolution throughout this movie because some crazy things happen to this character that makes him even worse. And the way that whole thing played out in the last act concerning him was highly enjoyable. Now let's talk about the actual, like, there's a serum in this. That's kind of the big point of this. You know, we know all these experiments are happening, and there's this secret serum that's at play, and it turns dead bodies into zombies. It rejuvenates them. But, you know, other questions are asked along the way, like, what would it do to a live person? That keeps the story fresh, it keeps it interesting, and it makes you wonder, ooh, what's going to happen if this person actually gets stuck with this serum? A lot of different things can play out with this particular serum. And the results, I'll just say there is one scene involving a dead soldier that when the serum is put into him, I've never seen anything in terms of effects like this. And it was pretty jaw-dropping, actually. Terrifying, more importantly. Now, as far as any cons, I really don't have any. If I could say maybe the pacing at the first half of the movie, I don't want to use the word dragged because it didn't really drag. It just built the story up. But overall, I'm going to give this a super high purchase worthy. You know, it almost gets you trapped on an island. It was very good, and I'm looking forward to watching it again. And by the way, I forgot to mention this, but the sound design in this thing, especially in that opening scene, would literally shake your walls. So I can't wait to buy this on 4K when it comes out. But love the hell out of Overlord. Post in the comments. Let me know your guys' thoughts on it. Also, be sure to come over to Killer Flicks, where we talk horror all day and every day, and on Fridays, we do Free For All Fridays. Follow me at Drumdums on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, and now Stardust. If you like what I'm doing, hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and Drumdum out.